Welcome everybody, this is Ludumania, a Let's Play series that is now covering its very first pretty darn modern game as opposed to a bunch of NES titles. I am Mike, the Ludumaniac himself, here to demonstrate Hotline Miami, one of my personal favorite games from the past 5 years or so let's get right to it. Alright, first this scrungy hobo tells us how to do murder. Pretty standard tutorial, taking place in a dark alley, so punch that dude, and then... Alright, so for those of you who somehow aren't familiar with Hotline Miami by now, it is a game about murder, and despite being in a... I can't exactly call it an NES style. Despite being in a pixel... art style with an overhead perspective. It is quite a violent game, so those of you of, what's the term, nervous dispositions, this might be a little bit difficult to see at points. But, you know, if you've heard anything about Hotline Miami and its incredible violence up front, then you probably wouldn't be viewing this in the first place, unless you were quite fond of that stuff, so... welcome. Alright, Chapter 1 proper. Already it's creepy with all these eyeless masks talking to me. Yeah, I think this is like a drug hallucination or something of the sort. Ghastly music, too. Not voice, but I still don't like to talk over cutscenes too much because it would otherwise be distracting. Now, of course, if there was actual voice acting, I wouldn't say a darn thing, you know, that's just rude. Anyway. So, the premise is, we get phone calls. And we get targets. And then, we get nasty. Alright, the first stage here, level 0, I guess we could call it. Now, the quirk to Hotline Miami's gameplay is in its many, many animal masks, which augment or enhance gameplay, or occasionally even make it more difficult in some way. Now, I've already played the hell out of this game, and I have all the masks unlocked, but I'm not going to blow everything up front, so I'll just take it one at a time and start with the chicken mask Richard, which gives you absolutely no special abilities. Which, you'll have to earn those abilities down the line, basically. But you don't really need them for this first stage, because you don't have too many guys to kill. So there, we punch that one, and then we smash that one's head off with baseball bats. There are several melee weapons you can pick up. As you can see, there's a knife down there on the floor. We'll take the knife since it's faster. A bit shorter range than the baseball bat, but arguably one of the better melee weapons of the game due to its speed. We can also throw melee weapons, which... in the case of a bladed one like that, it's an instant kill. Oops! How embarrassing. I died in the Prelude. Another particular element to Hotline Miami is the fact that death will happen incredibly often. Like, usually, if you're just off swinging, by, like, 3 degrees, the guy that you tried to kill will instead smash you immediately. So, the thing is, it doesn't take too much time to recover, but you will be dying a lot. I mean, I've already died 5 times here. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm usually better at the game than this, but I haven't really played it too much in a while, so things might be a little off on my end. Anyway, it is useful to... I'm playing on a keyboard here to learn the foresight of the shift key, which allows you to see the room in front of you. I did not see those 2 guys last time, so you're going to walk forth a bit, lure them out, double back, hit that one, and that one's going to break the neck. Ugh, fantastic. You can already see how gory it's getting. I mean, you know, for a game that isn't rendered in relatively realistic graphics, it's pretty impressive. Pretty disturbing, all things considered. But I just find the gameplay itself so fun. I mean, all you just have to do is kill everybody with whatever you can get your hands on and move on to the next level. Here, we brutally beat these guys to death with the briefcase. The briefcase you only get in the Prelude mission here. It's unique because it will not leave your hands until you deliver it, so you have to kill those 2 guys with the briefcase. Well, here, we drop it off, and what seems to be the hobo from the tutorial now wants me dead, so... oh well, survival of the fittest, sorry. Our guy there feels a little sickly about that, so... yeah, the Hotline Miami lets you know up front what you're getting into, and if you're already kind of weirded out by it, play a little more to determine if this is the right game for you or if it's too overwhelming. But yeah, for doing a faster and more varied kills, basically, you get more points for that. And in each stage, there's a high score limit, which if you go over, then you unlock a mask specific for that chapter. And in between most missions, our dude here visits a local convenience store, and this red-headed guy works at every store he goes to. Just nice little breather scenes. Just chill out to the music. And, we head on right over to our next call. Okay, I just noticed the game system he has there. It definitely looks like a green and pinkish NES. There's like 2 little things to the left, not the controllers. Oh, I guess those were game cards. No, I just realized that now. For all the times I played this game, I didn't take notice of that fake NES there. Alright, well, looks like our next task is a babysitting job, so to speak. But you probably will have realized now that there are no kids, just a bunch of bald mobsters that you will be gruesomely mutilating. Now, the Prelude, getting a high score on that, gives you the Rasmus Owl Mask, which admittedly is kind of useless for this demonstration, because Rasmus is able to see these special pieces on the ground, these little purple square things, where if you have this mask, they're highlighted with a glow. It makes them a lot easier to see. Now, those are not mandatory to win the game, but they help you get the secret ending. I have already collected all the squares, though, so Rasmus is kind of worthless. But anyway, there are some guards with melee weapons and others with guns. Obviously, the ones with guns, I want to say, are more threats, especially if you mostly just have melee weapons around, but you can throw any weapon that you have. So I'm going to wait for this guy to get close, and then boom! I have the katana here, which is creating some incredibly visceral decorations, let's just say. Alright, two guys here. Now, when you're first starting out in Hotline Miami here, you want to be strategic and not just rush into things, you know. Bait enemies into things that would normally work against their favor. That one has a gun, but there's a gun here, so... You can also lock on the enemies, which will be very useful for that, and, oh hey, somehow I died less here than I did in the Prelude. That's slightly ironic. Then again, there's only one floor to go on there. So, hey. You know, just a nice quick little mission to ease you into the process of things. Here's a pizza joint. And oh hey, it's Redhead Beery. Time, back to the apartment. You can see the formula more or less already solidifying itself. Oh, wait a minute, that's not good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that a glitch has occurred and I am wandering around in a building with the lights out. Whoops, I did not anticipate this. Not sure why this is happening, but I'm going to try and stumble my way around. I should note the apartment really hasn't changed very much. Huh. I've never seen this happen before. I don't know if it's going to look like this in the actual stage 2. I'm going to have to reset. Luckily, you can pick up your progress very easy because there's a chapter select. But, why are you doing this to me? Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, but this floor is not blacked out at all, huh? Wow, that is weird, I tell you what. Anyway, second chapter, Overdose. A little harder than last time, but not much different than what you are likely familiar with now. I mean, you can pick up how to play Hotline Miami in like 2 minutes, but cliche thing to say, it will take a while to master. Anyway, for getting a high score in Chapter 1, we get the Tony Mask, which is one of the more useful masks in the game, because it makes executing enemies on the floor much faster, and you can instantly kill them by punching them. No melee weapons required. So, I'm going to see if I can just duke it out with a pugilist run. Whoops. Whoops. Ha, didn't mean to do that, but okay, there we go. That guy's crawling around. Better put him out of his misery. Alright, there's that one. Okay, 4 dead. These 2 guys wandering around, do a little peek-boo. Ha, there they go. You can use doors to knock opponents down also. And one left in the bathroom. Hopefully he won't see me coming. Wow. Well, you know, as they say in Mortal Kombat, flawless victory. Testament to how fantastic the Tony Mask is. Certainly makes up close killing a lot faster, whatever the case. I did not expect that. I seem to be getting better somehow. Normally I get worse the longer I go on for anything, but... Well, you know, we're just scumming about with the early levels here. Things will get tough and quick. But for now, Record Store is our old red-headed friend here. So yeah, the loose framework for plot that you get is that all these guys you're killing are apparently members of the Russian mafia in Miami. This does apparently have some significance later, but there are quite a few vague details of the plot deliberately left like that, but some things are explained to you if you nose in far enough. I think I'm going to wear red today. That sounded a little creepy anyway. Chapter 3, Decadence. The reward for Chapter 2 is Aubrey the Pig Mask, which causes more guns to drop than melee weapons in the stage. Generally, I do tend to prefer melee weapons, but guns are also incredibly useful. I mean, I guess that goes without saying. Sometimes they almost seem necessary because this guy up here, if I botch my knife throw, you know, I'm going to need a gun. Alright, well, it knocked him down, but it didn't kill him. So, anyway. The caveat with most guns is that they attract enemies to you, so I only had a split second to avoid that shotgun blast, and it was a bust. Let me just stow in here. Oh wow, you guys are idiots. Well, there goes that one. So yeah, if you get a firearm, I find the best thing to do is play the enemies like lemmings. When they all come rushing to your sound, you know, pick them off one by one as they rush in. I mean, it does take a bit of timing, but it's better than just trying to Rambo your way through a situation. Alright, 2 left it seems. I'm gonna take this guy down, personally, and knife to that one. I'll take the lead pipe. Although, this kind of goes against the Aubrey mask, as it will use more melee weapons than guns. And, oops, didn't see one down there. Like I said, you will die a lot, most often from not seeing enemies that are down the hall from you, but enemies have pretty good sight range, unlike earlier Metal Gear games. Whoops, that one went through the door, did not anticipate he'd be up there. So, just head back. Oh, rushing into your... Oh, darn it. The door did not work in my favor that time. Oh, what? That one just randomly... Oops. Alright, I've probably died like 5 times in the past 10 seconds just now. But it's all part of the process. This is going to happen quite a lot. And, oh hey, knocked that one down with the shotgun blast. Oops. Oh, that almost got me. Well, we can't have that, huh? Alright, make sure some guys pop out of the bathroom. Got, looks like 4 left. Here, I'm gonna come in from the top here. Take the rifle. Whoa, I missed. Alright, there we go. Probably would have been useful to have the lock-on function there. So, let's do that for this guy. Shoot across the table. This one who isn't turning around, and that would be his downfall. Okay. Well, they say chapter clear, don't they? Nope, I'm afraid we're not over just yet. This big, burly dude comes rushing at you. And he gets close, and that's the story of you. So, this is more or less your first boss fight, but... Ow. He's not so bad once you learn that he's very susceptible to shotguns, some of which you should still have lying around. So blast him once and it knocks him down. As he gets up to rush you, blast him again, and the 3rd time's the charm. Ooh. Alright, well, like I said, violence is quite commonplace in this game, so we'll turn off the video because it's about to get very gruesome if you are offended by that sort of stuff. Eye gouging is just... anything to do with eye trauma gives me the chillies, so... in a very Fulci-like tradition. That's how that guy went. And, here's this rather unfortunately situationed lady here, and oh man, what is this room, huh? Well, you're not made of stone, as it turns out, so we're rescuing the lady from some very dubious activities. Let's just leave it at that. Oof. But yeah, that's Stage 3 in a nutshell, and this is already a very nice tasting menu for Hotline Miami. If you haven't played it, or even seen it before, but by now the game is 2.5, maybe even 3 years old, so you've likely been exposed to it in some form or another. I'm just playing it again because A, it's been a while since I have, B, I wanted to prove I could do a modern game and go with one that's familiar to me, and C, I admit I also do have an agenda. Rumors are that Hotline Miami 2 is going to be releasing sometime next month, and I will definitely be looking forward to playing that when it comes out. Alright, thank you, my good man. But yeah. So I've explained my nefarious plot to play HM2 as the very first game that I'm interested in I can get my hands on live and play it blind without knowing exactly what to expect but still being familiar enough with the gameplay. But, you know, I like the first Hotline Miami enough that... Oh, would I even say love the game? Maybe. I don't want to seem like a gushing fanboy or whatever. I guess it's too late for that now, though. You know what, it's Chapter 2, but those previous 4 levels were pretty short, so I think we can swing one more. Your guess is as good as mine as to what those hallucinatory conferences are all about. I mean, it may not be the most original comparison, but they do remind me quite a bit of the works of David Lynch, one of my favorite directors. Like, it seems something that you'd expect out of Twin Peaks. Like, you know, you basically are in the Black Lodge at that point. But, you know, I'm not going to say any more of that. Anyway, you'll notice that the girl that you rescued from the previous chapter is now laying on the couch, so... good thing you did. Kind of sending mixed messages here. Chapter 4, Tension. If you've done well enough to now, then this is where things are going to get a little rougher. Let's go with Don Juan, wherein when you open a door on an opponent, it instantly kills them instead of knocking them down. Does not sound like the most outright useful power-up, but it... ow. But it does have its advantages. like so. There we go, both of those guys are dead. Alright, what about these fellas? Should we shotgun them? No, I don't want to alert anyone yet, although it's not going to do me favors for that one. Okay, hey. Now, if you knock somebody down but they're not dead yet, you'll have to make sure that they don't get up. And it's a dog! Yep, a new enemy type, which I should not have tried to kill it with that shuriken. That was really stupid of me. But, punch those guys down, and... Ooh, a sledgehammer, it looks like. Well, it's a little slow, but it's doing the job well enough, so... Alright, so dogs are pretty damned annoying because you can't kill them unarmed. They're too small for that, I guess. So you will have to hit them with some sort of weapon. And of course they are faster to rush you than humans are. So we're just going to wait around the corner, and granted I do feel a little bad killing dogs in games, but well, you know, we're already killing humans and that's bad enough, so... I mean, you know, this game is, like, awesomely designed, but it was also somewhat deliberately made to make violence seem as disturbing as possible. So... I don't think I'm using this phrase right at all, but is that like a form of having your cake and eating it too? No, I don't think that's the... I don't think that's the phrase I'm looking for. Well... This game has been made by Jonathan Soderstrom, also known as Cactus, and artist Dennis Whedon. If you're familiar with Cactus's works, he's often known for very subversive and freakish games that are basically like nothing you have ever played or ever will play. Probably his most, I want to say his most famous work from before Hotline Miami was Mondo Medicals, a third-person nightmare. First-person nightmare. Oh, jeez. I tried to build the lemming strategy, but that dog kind of threw me off my game. But yeah, Mondo Medicals is a game where you wander around dead gray corridors while a disturbing man with a TV for a head yells very loud Russian at you. At least I think it's Russian. I forget what language it's billed as, or has been determined to be. And its sequel, Mondo Agency, is like that, but even more bizarre. Honestly, those are the only Cactus games I've played before Hotline Miami. I've always meant to get around to Queen Asia, but I never got to focus on it just yet. But this is definitely Cactus's biggest hit of all, and that's why it's getting a sequel, so... Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it, so I can suck in many more different levels. Here, though, I'm just really I'm just starting to inexcusably botch it all around. But yeah, the game's definitely getting harder. More guards per floor, and it's harder to reach them. Of course, if you utilize guns, and they're all bearing down on you, which, you know, jeez. You have to watch out for those blue windows in the walls, because enemies can see through and shoot through them. So you might not be aware that you can get killed from beyond them until it's too late. Let's see. I've taken that. Go with those guys. Oh, you alerted that one. Aw, man! I should have looked ahead. Well, sometimes these deaths will be your fault, other times it will kind of be bull. But as long as you know what you're getting into next time, you hopefully will not do as badly. Well, I gotta admit, the Don Juan mask was pretty useful to take care of that guy. Are these the only three? No, there's several more left. This is stupid to say, but guns aren't as useful in close range. You are somehow more likely to miss, I've found. Alrighty. Oh, what? I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I'm not dead yet, so I'll take it. Punch these guys out. Gotta wait for them to get up. Don't want to be caught executing somebody because that leaves you vulnerable for a second when someone else is rushing at you, well, you can do the math pretty easily there. I'm gonna wait for this guy to come around and train him. Uh-oh. I'll watch out for this fella. Okay, going through the walls. Huh, I'll be damned. I actually got an achievement that I don't even know what I did for. Alright, gotta get this guy yet. Alright, woof, that took... Uh-oh. Well, that's all, folks. Ooh, nuts. Well, hopefully it's still recording my voice, but it appears that the game itself died, so I guess that's all I can play for now. It seems I've hit the 30-minute mark anyway, so that's as good a time to stop as any. This has been Ludumania, and I'm sorry for the disappointing ending, but I will be back to try Chapter 4 again at a later time. Hopefully it won't go terribly awry on me, but thanks for tuning in. This has been Mike the Ludumaniac, and much more murder to come, I assure you.